like I'm losing the meaning of why we homeschool. I'm losing my why. And my why was so that I don't want to just recreate the classroom at home. I want to create like what we want to do, what we want to learn about. So this is part 2 of my October update. I just want to clarify, you need to watch part 1 first because I'm kind of just breaking this video into a half, so I don't want to have to describe everything that I said in the first video. So if you are new here, please go check out part 1 before you tune into this video. Anyways, here is part 2. Enjoy. Next up is science. So science, we kind of broke it down into, we're just going to read through this book. There are a couple hands-on lessons what we can do in it, but we are taking this 1, 2 pages, 3 pages a day, or we're flip-flopping. So one week we're doing science, another week we're doing history, and we're going to alternate. We are still using the History Plus online, which are videos, and she and I really enjoy that. How much we're doing in a day for that. So I might need to come up with a better balance, because this is like a day 1 video, day 2 video kind of program. And so we've been doing a few because we don't do it every day. And so it's hard to catch up and do a whole month of the topic. So I either need to go through and pick which parts of the topic that I want us to actually watch the video on. I don't know. We haven't quite dug into this one yet, but I thought this could be another science type book. But the other thing that we've been doing that she's really loving, and that we've been doing together, and I'll tell you that it's already worked within the 1 lesson that we've done. This is the Growth Mindset Activity book for kids. It has 55 exercises to embrace learning and overcome challenges. The very first one was talking about a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. Within this first week of doing this book, she was going to skip something in her math and decided, I'm going to go to my room and play with my Bitsy. So she came back and she goes, Mom, she goes, I decided not to cross it out, and I went back and did the math. And she goes, I think that went from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And she said, and it was actually really easy to do. And I was just like, thank you, Lord. So we're going to continue using this book. We've been playing some games. We took this to the lake yesterday, and we really enjoy these. It's like a memory game, but they're all different themes. We have a math one, we have an animal one, we have my world, I think. But it gives you like a fact on a page, and you have to just kind of study it for 10 seconds. And then there's numbers on the back. You roll the dice, and whatever number it lands is the number of question you have to answer. And so say she gets like number 5, you would read number 5, and it's something about the picture or the information. If you get it right, you keep the card. However, whoever gets the most amount of cards that they've collected at the end wins the game. So it's a really fun, like a memory kind of game. And this one's Time Traveler. So this is going back to all different types of topics. I mean, like history, there was all different things in this box, but the cards are really fun. Like First Public Library, the Titanic, Model T Ford, release of Nelson Mandela, like total random fun topics. So we've been utilizing that. But here's the best part. So we did a lot of this new stuff loosely, very loosely. I know it seems like, oh my God, like you just added a whole bunch of new curriculum no. Like I'm using these more as a tool, and I'm taking my own advice and literally using it as a tool. I don't expect us to do this forever. I don't expect us to do it from page 1 to page 400. I want to change things up and kind of shift through and go through the things that I think we need to focus on, because my mindset went back to, again, what is education? So anyways, we're doing that. We finished reading The Family Under the Bridge. Really, really good. We loved this story. I got 101 Things Every Kid Needs to Know. We've been reading. We haven't started this one. We were starting this life skills for kids. They also have one for tweens. But this is cute little like short chapters on some skills. So this talks about self-regulation, decision-making strategies, basic navigation, age-appropriate ways to save money, calling 911, calm during emergencies, the importance of chores, how to use appliance safety, ways to start building independence in the kitchen. So just something we're adding in to our night. We have started Mr. Popper's Penguin, and that's going really well. We should have that wrapped up within the next week to week and a half. And then we're going to read our Thanksgiving book, which I haven't quite decided, but I have 3 we can pick from. I have The Magic Tree House, Thanksgiving on Thursday. I have Nancy Drew, Thanksgiving Thief, and then I have Nate the Great Talks Turkey. So they're all like super simple books. We might even be able to get through all 3 in the month of November, so we'll see. I'm kind of just like, oh my god, I have all of this behind me, and I'm trying to utilize it the best way that I can, and just really grasping using some of this stuff as a tool instead of feeling like I have to do every single thing from the books. And I think that's kind of, we've been in this fixed mindset, and I'm trying to get out of it. Now, the one thing I am going to add on here is that if you are not using, which I'm going to do a whole separate mini video on this, but what we're going to be doing for the last week of October, which by the time you're seeing this will be the last week of October, but we're going to be working on still collecting data for our writing, but what we're mostly going to be focusing on is our new mini unit study. I haven't decided if I'm going to break this up between 1 or 2 weeks, but I think we're going to do 1 week and see where it goes from there. But we're going to start this on November 3rd, whatever that Monday is. But we came up with I asked her, I'm like, what do you want to do? Like, what are you interested in? Like, I want to do something that you're really interested in and that you're going to retain that information on. And she came at me and was like, I just want to learn everything about Pokemon. And let me tell you, like, every part of the inside of me was like cringing, and I was like, oh my god, how am I going to take a break long enough to like learn all the things about Pokemon? And like within that 30-second thought, I was like, yes, let's do it. And then I laid in bed and I really just like, holy crap, what are we doing? Like, how much time is this going to take? I'm like, is this going to be fun? Am I going to be bored out of my mind? I'm like running rampant with my suggestions. And we had kind of like a girls' day and a night. And so we kind of just, we had a sleepover. And as she fell asleep, I got on my phone and I went on Chat GPT and typed in create me a notebooking that incorporates all of our school subjects and formulate a lesson plan for me. And it did. And it's freaking great. They did not have the 2 resources at our library, but I might be able to get it on like another app or something like that that we can utilize. So I printed it out, and we're going to be learning all about Pokemon. Like, we are so far like into the holidays, like we're going into the holiday season. Like, I don't want to be on this like crunch time. Like, I feel like I'm losing the meaning of why we homeschool. I'm losing my why. And my why was so that I don't want to just recreate the classroom at home. I want to create like what we want to do, what we want to learn about, what we want to have fun doing. And I noticed she wasn't having fun. And like I said, it seemed like she was coming down here to check off a box. And I feel like I've been feeling this for a while, and I haven't known what to do. And it's scary to change things. It's scary to do new things, step out of your comfort zone and trust the process. And I think I just hit a wall finally where I'm like, you know what? Let's just do it. So we went to the library. We got all the Pokemon books. She already has a few, but we got a couple more. And we're going to be going through this. So this is going to literally incorporate all of our subjects. We're going to do a brief history of Pokemon, where it came from, who created it, why it's popular. We're going to do a geography, social studies lesson on creating a map of the Pokemon world. We're going to label those regions and describe any special landmarks. There's even art. We're going to draw our favorite Pokemon and create our own species, and describe its habitat and abilities. And then on day 2, we're going to do like a science and nature. We're going to use some chart or graph comparing on stats, speed, power, etc. We're going to illustrate and label body parts and describe how they function in a Pokemon world. We're going to take into math, solving some battles, damage, hit points, potions. Like if a Pikachu has 60 HP and takes 15 damage per hit, how many hits before he faints? It gave me resources, websites, and apps to utilize. It has materials, a notebook, graph paper, colored pencil, markers, and yeah, we're just gonna run with that. So this is like very basic, obviously, and we can do whatever we want. We can expand or go down rabbit trails or whatever, but this is where it's at, y'all. Like, this is what homeschooling is: taking something that your child is very interested in and running with it, literally. And so I really wanted to find a way to incorporate all the subjects so that we're doing everything. And this takes the cake. It's doing all of that for me. So that is like our November plans. She picked out a notebook today. She's going to decorate it. We're going to try to find some stickers. And she's going to kind of create like her own. And I think she's going to look back on this and be like one of her favorite things ever. So I'm excited to dive into that. I'm really excited to work on our newsletter for our Christmas cards. It's going to be really pushed probably in the month that we usually take off for Christmas. Like, that's going to be our main focus, along with some reading and some books. But I've kind of just pulled the reins back a little bit and just spread things out and did some fun things and exploring and really like taking a dive into each of the subjects in the curriculum that we're using. And I want her to be confident in what she's doing. And I think sometimes we just have to take that step back at times. We just have to reevaluate. And part of that makes me feel like the fraud, because I come on here and I'm like, oh my God, everything's great, we're doing all this. And then I come on here and I'm like, everything's changing. Because it did. Literally everything in front of you is something new that I did not intend to do this year. So we're pausing on our language arts. I don't even know if we'll go back to it, honestly. The stuff from The Good and the Beautiful is great. She does like the books, she likes the art, but I don't know. We're gonna have a deeper conversation and see whether she enjoys the language arts book from My Father's World, or if she likes The Good and the Beautiful one, or maybe there's ways we can incorporate both. This one doesn't come with like any kind of reading. It's more just like there's some poetry in here, there's some like picture study in here, and this is very new to us as far as Charlotte's Mason. But she really liked the whole, like, I don't have to write this. Like, I could verbally say some of this stuff. And I think the writing has just been overkill for her. And she's struggling on the writing aspect of things. So I did pick up their writing skills book. It's also a very gentle approach. So we may look into that. But it might be, like, closer to, like, January when we start it. It really just depends, but it is something that we would do together. But it starts with like, write a 2-word sentence, like super, super, super easy. But you know, I thought that of The Good and the Beautiful too. So clearly I need to like look through and go, okay, when does, if ever, does it start to get more difficult? But I don't have trouble writing things for her and having her do, like, verbalize some of it out loud, as long as she's understanding the concepts and understanding how to do it. So I'm not worried, like, but I really just want to take the break for the rest of the year because I don't want to push her. So I will keep this out. I will keep it visible for her, but I'm not going to push it because I don't think like she knows how to write if she really wants to. She's written books, stories. She can write a paragraph. Clearly she does well with these like race strategies that we were doing. So we'll see. Sometimes you just need that like swift kick in the butt to get you out of your own fixed mindset and into a growth mindset in how things can change that might be out of your comfort level. Like Pokemon is completely out of my comfort level, but I know she's going to have so much fun. And I think it might help us evolve into a different learning way going forward, where we may not utilize as much curriculum in the future, and we may do more unit study approaches or more very much child-led, interest-led approaches, because now that I know that I really can, it just takes a little bit more effort on my end. We could totally incorporate ways to utilize all the subjects and get everything in her fun. But I hope that some of these things help you to realize that you are in control of your homeschool. Do with what you have, with what you may. Like, you don't have to push yourself through endless curriculum, things that might not be working, or create your own. There are lots of avenues, and truly ask yourself, what is education? What does that mean to you? So lots have been going on here, but everything's going well for now. So I hope that this video finds you well, and I hope that you guys are doing great for October and on to the busy, bustling time of the holidays. Please leave me comments, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in my next video.